Maple Lane was the kind of neighborhood that made you think crime didn't happen in Canada. It was quiet, safe. Families barbecued in their backyards. Kids played street hockey until the sun dipped below the trees. And nestled on the corner, beneath a sagging pine tree, was the home of Edward Mallory. To everyone on Maple Lane, Edward was just Ed, a kind, quiet man in his late 40s who shoveled neighbors' driveways in winter and mowed lawns in summer. But behind his screen door, past the flower pots and welcome mat, was one of the darkest secrets Canada has ever known. It started slowly, so slowly no one connected the dots at first. In 2011, just 2 doors down from Ed, a couple moved in, Brianna and Mark Spencer. Young, newly married, always laughing. But 3 months after settling in, Mark reported Brianna missing. She'd gone out to clear her head and never came back. Police questioned neighbors. Ed told them he'd seen her jogging that morning and offered his condolences. The case remained open, but with no signs of foul play. It faded. Then in 2013, another neighbor vanished, Tasha Lambert. Her husband, Darren, came home from work and found dinner half-cooked and their back door open. Tasha had vanished barefoot, without her phone. Once again, Ed said he'd seen her earlier, this time gardening in her yard. And once again, there was no body, no trace. By 2016, 4 women had disappeared from Maple Lane, all married, all reported missing by their husbands, all last seen near Ed Mallory's house. The pattern was there, but no one wanted to believe it. It wasn't until 2018, when 19-year-old Megan Hartford moved in next door with her mother, that things unraveled. Megan noticed things others hadn't. Ed rarely let anyone inside. His blinds never opened. But every now and then, she'd see movement, shadows of women walking behind curtains. Once, she swore she saw Brianna Spencer through the window, but she convinced herself it was just her imagination until one night changed everything. Megan was coming home from a friend's house around 11 p.m. when she saw someone at Ed's back door, a woman, pale, thin, crying. Before Megan could call out, the woman disappeared. A hand yanked her back inside the house. The lights went out. Megan called the police. Police arrived and knocked. Ed answered in his usual calm, polite way. Claimed it was just a misunderstanding. He'd been asleep, no one else was home. But something felt wrong. An officer peeked over his shoulder and saw a woman run across the hallway, barefoot and bruised. They forced entry. Inside, they found 3 women locked in a makeshift basement room, malnourished, terrified, alive. They were Brianna Spencer, Tasha Lambert, and a third woman, Claire Dunning, who'd never even been reported missing. She was unmarried, living with her parents when she vanished in 2017. The horror didn't stop there. Behind a false wall in the basement, investigators found shallow graves, 6 in total. Among the remains were the bodies of husbands who had come searching for their wives, Mark Spencer, Darren Lambert, and others. There was also the body of a woman, believed to have tried to escape. Each had been brutally murdered, beaten, stabbed, left to rot in silence beneath the man who pretended to be a friendly neighbor. Edward Mallory was arrested on multiple counts of kidnapping, murder, and unlawful confinement. His trial was one of the most disturbing in Canadian history. In court, he showed no remorse. His journal, found in a locked drawer, revealed a twisted obsession. He believed he was saving women from abusive marriages. He saw himself as a protector, a redeemer, a god. The surviving women testified. Their voices shook. One could barely speak. They spoke of years spent in darkness, of being told their husbands had abandoned them, of beatings, starvation, rape. The courtroom wept. Even the judge was visibly shaken. Ed was sentenced to life without parole. But the damage he did to that small, trusting neighborhood could never be undone. The house on Maple Lane was torn down. In its place stands a memorial garden for the victims. Each spring, tulips bloom where horrors once lived. The survivors are rebuilding. Slowly, quietly, but scars remain. And the people of Maple Lane learn a cruel truth. Evil doesn't always wear a mask. Sometimes it smiles, waves from the porch, and offers to shovel your driveway.